Hello friends, how does this sound? I have a mic now. Welcome to my floor as I get my mic set up. Appreciate my plum sweater, which is recently finished. I need something to do with my hands, so I'm gonna hold my mic. Anyway, welcome, and I just want to talk about some of the knitting patterns and categories and like trends that I'm seeing come up more often on my like Ravelry and Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, all of those. And just kind of compiling a list of some suggested patterns. Anywho, something I think we'll be seeing a lot more of in the summer is color work. I'm seeing a lot more fun patterns, fun like people are using like animal prints again and fun motifs and stuff, and I just see that a lot more. And that goes into one of my other points, which I guess is not really three, but it's a lot more colors and accessories and a lot more basics and neutrals in garments themselves. And maybe this is just me, like I like that combination of like fun accessories, like a fun red lip is cool, but like I have like red scarves and like blue and a lot of fun like socks and things. So again, fun colors and accessories, and having the actual like garment, like the shirt, pants, skirt, dress, whatever it is, be more like neutrals. And I kind of like that combination, so I'm not upset about it, but that goes into, again, the color work, having like color work. You'll see that a lot in my suggestions and my predictions, let's say. And the second or third thing in this like general category is I think we're seeing a lot more like lighter knits, like light fingerings and mohairs for the summer, which I'm excited about. Mohair is like a fun, like really fine, really fluffy texture, and they're great for like sheer fabrics, and also just for the winter adding bulk to a fabric to make it fluffier and feel more warm and like cozy. But I think it's the Ella top. It's a new release as of like a couple days ago, I believe, and that has like it's a basic tank, but the top, like above the chest region up to the neck, is mohair, and it's gorgeous. I love that. But so I think we're gonna have a lot more like mohair in garments as like sheer paneling. That was a lot of words for just that. That's my prediction. And so I think my first one, going with the color work, is stripes. I'm seeing a lot more stripes, and I've never been a huge stripe person, but I'm kind of down for it. I'm kind of digging it. I think it's kind of fun. One of the ones I'm seeing a lot of is the Olga sweater and the Olga jacket by Petite Knits. Everyone knows Petite Knits, great basics, but it's just like a drop shoulder, and the jacket is like a cardigan, just buttoned to the front. Sweater is just a basic sweater. But that's on DK yarn on 4 and 4.5, 4 and 3.5 needles. And it's just like a super fun, basic striped sweater pattern. If you want something a little more, I don't want to say more fun, something a little different, the glitch sweater I think is a really fun striped sweater. It has like a line down the back, which like the stripes are off, if that makes sense. And then I think that really helps with like the rows not aligning properly when you're doing stripes. So I think that's a really cool innovation to fix that problem. And as well as on that one, the cuffs on the sleeves and the bottom and the collar all have the pearls looking like they're switching colors as well. So the stripe kind of glitches, which that's what I think where the name came from. But that's a super fun pattern, and I think it's really, really cool. And that's also DK on 4 and 3.5 needles, millimeters in my needles. But yeah, I think that's a really fun one. And then for non-sweater garments, the I Love Stripes bandana by Susanna Muller is a fingering weight on 3mm, and it's just like a light and airy bandana. You can use it for your hair, use it as like a scarf, whatever. But I think it looks like a really fun, easy knit that's a good accessory. Again, going back to accessories, you can make that in a fun color. Next, let's talk about some fun, again, color work and accessory patterns that I think will be fun. Is next, going back to the accessories and color work, or colors, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more like fun color work and textured socks for the summer and the spring and fall and winter, whatever. But again, we're leaving winter behind. So I'm thinking like lighter socks that are more like just going out to go to the store, going out to grab your newspaper. No one goes out to get their newspaper anymore. That's really old. Going out to get a coffee with your friends, going for a short little walk around the neighborhood, a little hot girl walk. But one pattern set that I think is like a really good like starter basic colorwork set is the Colorwork Cuff Club by Summer Lee. And this is like a collection, basically. It comes with a base pattern, and then for each month, I think it's August through July of the next year, every month has its own like colorwork cuff detailing. And it's all using like fingering weight yarn on 2.25 and 2.75 needles. And they're fun. They just look like a lot of fun. I want to knit some of those, but again, they have them for like a year worth of socks. You have a new sock drawer full of hand knits. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Another colored pattern is Once Upon a Quilt Sock, which if you watched my bucket list, my knitting bucket list for 2025 video from like I think last month, I mentioned this one on there and have not yet knit it, really want to. I've been stress knitting a lot of other things, not socks. I've been going for larger garments and hats. But yeah, if you haven't seen that video, you should check it out, and I'll try to tag it over here, I think, or over there. I'm figuring this out still, so I'll try to tag it someplace. If not, you can find it on my profile where I have all my other videos. And last for colorwork is the Beautiful Socks, also known as the Be Beautiful Socks, because it's just like fun, like basic sock pattern with a bunch of bees all over it. Perfect for summer. And that is by Stone Knits, and it's using a light fingering on 2.25 and 2.5 millimeter needles. But again, super fun, easy to wear for like the summer, spring, just to get in the mood. And then if you're not into colorworks, because I'm not great for colorwork, I'm still new to it. One of the easiest patterns that I've found for colorwork, if you like texture and like lace patterns, is the clamshell socks. I forget who that one's by, I don't have it written down, but I test knit that pattern actually, and it was a lot of fun. I really liked making those, and I want to make another pair. Those are great for if you like a little bit more texture and less colorwork, because there's just two colors and it keeps like switching from like small sections, and that's it. But if you want no colorwork, the Midnight Dance by Zoe Nordland is just like a fun sock with a little ruffle on the top. It could go, again, in like some loafers, something cute and basic. It's just like, sorry about that noise. It's just like a cute little basic with a little ruffle. Again, fingering on 2.5 millimeter needles. But there's a lot more like fun ruffle socks, and I kind of stuck away from the lace wear socks, because I don't know why. Even though lace wear I know is more like a lighter finish, they feel like they're winter socks to me. So maybe that's just me, but I don't have any of those on my list because I think of more fun patterns and fun like ruffles and big texture, not like light airy texture, which is the opposite of summer, I guess, because it should be light and airy texture. Come for me if you want to. I stand by that, I guess. That being said, I've knit a lot. I've knit some other lace stuff. This is a long rant. It doesn't matter. You don't really care. Anyway, going back from now out of the like accessories and colorful things into the more basic garment, larger projects, something that I'm excited to see a lot of because I am a skirt fiend. I love long skirts. Is these skirts. I'm seeing a lot of knit skirts. They're usually like shorter, which more power to you. But I think knit skirts are great, and I want to knit. I'm like halfway through a skirt that I was supposed to knit for my wedding. Not the actual wedding itself, but I was making a temperature skirt, actually, instead of a temperature blanket from when I got engaged to the actual wedding. And I'm like halfway done, and then it just got too hectic, and I have not yet finished it. So I should really finish that. Anyway, I digress. Back to skirts. A lot of like basic skirt patterns are coming out. So I have a couple of those listed just so you can like look through and see what you think is best for what you're looking for. But skirt number 1 by My Favorite Knits is on Aran Weight using 5 and 5.5 millimeter needles. The Simple Straight Skirt by Church Mouse Yarns and Tees, cute name, is again Aran on 5 and 4.5 needles. Both of those are very like basic, folded band with an elastic in it, and then just straight basic skirt. Like, with all skirts, you can make them whatever length you want. You just have to keep going, keep knitting, or stop knitting if you want it shorter. So length, disregard length in the actual like patterns, because you can obviously change that to however you like it. Another really good basic skirt is the staple skirt by New Wave Knits, and this is a skirt that's very unique because it comes with a, like, I think it's Adobe. It's a PDF that you can like put in your gauge and what yarn and needles you're using, and it fills in the measurements for your body. It's very like user friendly. That way, it's not like Aran weight on 5 needles. I have a lot of fingering weight yarn and I'll use small needles. You can make that work. All of her patterns are like that. And I think it's a great solution to, like, if you don't have enough of a certain kind of yarn and you want to use something else instead. If you don't want to use Aran weight, you can use fingering, you can use bulky, and then just put it into the calculator and it does it for you, which I think is really cool. And she has other patterns that are like that too, like the staple socks, the staple t-shirt. All the staple series from New Wave Knits is great in that sense. Some other less basic patterns for skirts is the waffle loop skirt by Other Loop, and it's like a waffle texture, as you'd expect from the name, but it's unworsted and it's 3.5 and 4mm needles. It looks like a lot of like a fun texture. Another one that's just a fun texture, again a basic skirt, is the Nikki skirt by La Pull. It has like a woven basket-like texture, which again, fun, just a little bit more different than like a very basic skirt. And that's using bulky yarn on 6 and 5mm needles, so that'll knit up real fast. And the last one, which will knit up not fast at all, is the My Summer skirt by Hannah Krog. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm very sorry, Hannah. I'll put it in the description, but it's a longer skirt with like a tie at the hip, and that uses light fingering yarn on 3mm needles, so that'll be a fun long project. But that skirt is gorgeous, so if you want something longer and you want a longer skirt, again, you can make it shorter, whatever. Anyway, that looks like a great project that I would love to make, but I have other large projects that I want to make in the meantime. And last but not least, basic t-shirts. Like, imagine having like jeans and just like a knit t-shirt with like fun necklaces, a fun bandana, fun shoes if you want to, a hat. But just, I think a basic t-shirt really levels up an outfit. I think I'm seeing a lot more of those lately, and I'm here for it. I love leveling up basics. So I have a lot of I think I have five just like basic t-shirts that just have slightly different construction and different like weights, but all of them would be really good for just like an everyday wear. First, and probably one of the more basic ones, is the Cumulus tee by Petite Knits. This is a basic like V-neck. It's a very soft V. It's not too low or anything like that, or sharp, if that's a concern for you. I don't know if that's a concern, and that uses a light fingering on 3 and 2.5mm needles, and that's just like, again, basic drop shoulder. I really want to make this one. Another really good basic is the Kama tee by Knitvic, and it has really big drop shoulders with like big sleeves, like they're wide, but looks really cozy, comfy. And that's also fingering on 4mm needles. The Minimalist tee by Rena K uses sport weight on 5 and 4mm needles, and that has a drop shoulder. Again, a really basic, just like knit t-shirt. And then the Stockinette tee by Tweedy Sheep uses Aran weight yarn, and it's on 5 and 4.5mm needles. And that has like a fun, like, the sleeves are slightly longer so that you can roll them up if you want, which gives them a fun, it's slightly different, elevated, but in a different way, which is really fun. And last but not least, the Kirby top by Blue Squirrel Yume is a basic t-shirt, but it has like a mock neck instead, which I think is a really fun twist on like the basic t-shirt. But again, that's knit and fingering on 4 and 3mm needles. And that's probably the first t-shirt that I'm gonna knit myself. That or the Cumulus, I'm not quite sure. But those are my predictions for the summer 2025 knits and some of the ones that I really want to knit. If you knit any of these, please let me know and tag me on Instagram or TikTok or whatever other social medias you use. Ravelry even, I'm on that all the time. But I'd love to see what you make, and yeah, thanks for coming along. Bye!